Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. A friendly reminder here from Anders on Twitter, ISO 20022 was created in 2004, and now 20 years later it is still being implemented globally with a main goal being to improve cross-border payments. So guys, this ISO standard, although not new, still being implemented as the standard, a brand new standard to usher in cross-border payments, and in this case, at a different level, mothballing the old technology and ushering in this new financial framework with DLT technology, cutting-edge tech. So in this case, Anders is saying things take a long time in the regulated financial sector. Just because it's taking a long time, though, doesn't mean it has failed. The document below is from the BIS. If people don't think ISO 20022 is a core strategy to improve cross-border payments, that just tells me they're not reading the document. So, if you've been following my channel or other channels, I'm sure on YouTube, that talk about the ISO 20022 standard, I've been talking about it now for years. You probably already know this. No need to comment that you already know or that this is obvious, says Anders. It's not meant for you or anyone's ego. It's meant for my followers and others. Some may not know this information, just don't expect anything to happen overnight. So, kind of bringing us back down to earth here, the fragmentation of payment messaging standards across the globe has been a major factor for high cost, low speed, and the lack of transparency in cross-border payments. They also mentioned down here the cross-border payment would need to be translated between these proprietary formats. So, again, streamlining the formats, this is what they need. This is why Ripple is interoperable, RippleNet rather. The adoption of the ISO 20022 message standard by many payment systems is an opportunity to promote greater interoperability of messaging standards to enhance cross-border payments, enhance straight-through processing, and faster, cheaper, and more transparent payments. So, again, all things that Ripple has noted from the beginning, since they started this journey. It seems like a lot of it has come to pass since I got into the crypto space in 2017, 2018. We've seen Ripple just really kind of grow since then. I don't know what was really happening with Ripple before that. Not too much. I guess they were, still forging partnerships, but it really kind of accelerated in the last 6-7 years, I would say. But anyway, a nice reminder here from Anders. Of course, there are the Ripple partnerships too, really kind of helping out the cause. SurePay APIs are now available on the Ripple-enabled Temenos exchange. Temenos, one of the trifecta, the three Ripple partners that make up a base of very influential players in the space. It's Temenos, Finastra, and ACI worldwide, in my opinion at least. So SurePay here, they've just announced their solutions to now be available to run on the cloud-based Temenos exchange partner ecosystem. The integration with Temenos allows banks to easily deploy SurePay solutions on top of their Temenos core banking system. Banks can access verification of payees, confirmation of payees, and SWIFT beneficiary accounts through the Temenos Exchange API. The SurePay solution is designed to reduce impersonation fraud, authorized push payments, scams, and misdirected payments. It increases the certainty that payments are sent to and received by the intended account holder. The solution provides a secure and efficient payment experience for customers while ensuring institutions' regulatory compliance. Of course, everything that they want to streamline there to make payments a lot more simpler and more secure. For SurePay APIs now available on the Temenos Exchange, banks can more easily integrate COP and VOP solutions into their existing systems and ensure regulatory compliance. Temenos exchanges offer pre-integrated and approved fintech solutions that can be easily deployed on top of Temenos' open platform for composable banking. This enables banks to accelerate the creation of new financial services while reducing development costs. So Temenos, as they say down here, acting as this accelerator for fintech software development, and we're seeing these companies wanting to build on top or leveraging their solutions in order to really just kind of streamline their payment processes for their clients. So SurePay, now another company here that is plugging into the Temenos exchange through their cloud-based partner ecosystem. Another company here indirectly going to be running on RippleNet. So some more great news here coming from the Temenos camp. I also happen to see this guy's VeChain knocking it out of the park, figuratively and maybe literally here. The Ultimate Fighting Championship has landed a heavyweight deal with VeChain, this one courtesy of Michael Branch. They've just locked up a 5-year partnership, guys, to the tune of $100 million. This history-making agreement marks UFC's first ever top-level blockchain partnership, while VeChain gains a powerful platform to reach fight fans around the world. So this is huge through UFC. The strategic alliance injects a significant revenue boost for UFC, exceeding their previous sponsorship records, according to UFC's Senior Vice President of Global Partnerships. The deal also positions the MMA giant at the forefront of a burgeoning trend as the cryptocurrency and blockchain industry continues its meteoric rise. So VeChain with another big partnership, in this case UFC, For VeChain, the partnership presents a global opportunity. Their brand will be thrust into the global spotlight, reaching an estimated 900 million televisions worldwide across 175 countries. I feel like VeChain has been, one of those companies that wants to get that global approval, that wants to really kind of get in the face of companies worldwide. They don't want to just stick to China, which I know has been their, kind of their primary driving factor as they've been growing. They have partnerships already, several large partnerships in China. But, for VeChain to expand globally, I think this is really going to help their bottom line. Of course, UFC is no small partnership there. This unprecedented exposure will be amplified through prominent placements within UFC fighting, including branding on the iconic Octagon canvas and digital displays. The blockchain firm will also co-create content with UFC for their digital platforms, further solidifying their presence in the combat sports landscape. So, an interesting new partnership here for VeChain. I was not expecting that. They also have had some partnerships with some other sporting brands when it comes to developing NFTs for sports memorabilia. And I think there were a couple of soccer companies, if I'm not mistaken, and I think a sports car company as well, a racing company, sports car company, a racing company, a racing sports. Sorry, I don't follow this, guys, so I do apologize if I'm sounding ignorant. Nevertheless, we are seeing some more developments here for VeChain, the blockchain company that is knocking it out of the park. The VeChain cryptocurrency, again, one of my favorites that you guys can find both in my legacy portfolio and $10,000 plus portfolio over there at patreon.com/working money channel. Gonna keep moving along, guys. XRP validator news. Apparently, XRP validators are prepped for apocalyptic events. This one courtesy of XRP Crypto Wolf, and I know I've heard of this before, but I haven't really expanded on it. One XRP validator has taken precautions to prep for the worst apocalyptic style events and preserve user data. So Toho Labs, they're operating an XRP validator node deep underground in a data center that was built from a nuclear bunker, 100 feet underground to be exact. Such a bunker would not only protect against nuclear explosions and the ensuing radioactive fallout, but protect from EMP attacks as well. Additionally, the sensitive user data would be shielded from other cataclysmic natural disasters, such as mass flooding and deep space asteroid impacts. So maybe a little overkill, I don't know, maybe not. As part of our commitment, though, this was from Toho Labs from back in 2021. As part of our commitment to ensure the long-term health and stability of the XRP ledger, Toho Labs is now operating a validator from Pionen White Mountains, a former nuclear bunker 30 meters beneath the streets of Stockholm, Sweden. So that is a commitment as far as I'm concerned, keeping the XRP ledger safe. Underground, guys, the tweets are all in here, and I will link this in the description of the video if you guys are interested in reading further. Boy, I mean, the lengths some of these companies will go to for protection. And I gotta say it's commendable. I don't think it's ridiculous at all. I do think it is commendable. You don't know. I mean, nobody ever really knows what could happen next. And so ensuring, the safety and the security of the XRP ledger, considering, my XRP holdings are some of my largest, the lion's share of my crypto portfolio, I want the XRPL to be working smoothly. I mean, quite honestly, that is, going to be half of my plan right there. The cash out plan is cashing out some XRP this bull run, right, during the spec run, but also holding a percentage of my XRP long term. And again, I'm going to be talking about all those targets at patreon.com/working money channel. I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably in the same boat as me. Felt like, you probably could have sold your XRP up near $2 per coin in the last bull run. You were expecting these, these crazy targets that we were talking about, and even I was talking about these targets. I've switched it up this time around. I don't want to fall prey to that. And if you guys feel like you did not cash out enough crypto in the last bull run, well, that's why I'm inviting you guys to see what I'm doing this time around. Again, it's just my trading journey this coming bull run, and I've already diversified into about 15 plus different cryptos. And I'm going to have, of course, different targets for all these cryptos moving forward, different plans. All right, plans within plans, and that's at patreon.com/working money channel. Of course, guys, Ripple is a company on the rise. They keep acquiring, other companies, including Medico, and I think this is just one of many more that Ripple will acquire down the road. So now it has been noted by Subjective Views that Medico is on ISSA's DLT working group list. The Distributed Ledger Technology Working Group, which was started by ISAA, the International Securities Service Association, aims to educate and provide thought leadership to members on digital assets and distributed ledger technology. But check this out. Take a glance at some of their notable members. Probably nothing. Now, if you guys know, you know, and if you don't know, well, I'll tell you. A lot of these companies here are already Ripple partners, very significant Ripple partners in a lot of cases. Like Accenture was one of the original VC firms invested in Ripple. BNP Paribas, another company another bank that was one of the early Ripple partners. Bank of New York Mellon, well, the heir to Bank of New York Mellon, Matthew Mellon, he died mysteriously holding 500 million XRP that no one has access to again. And I've done videos on all this stuff, guys, over the years. Archax Holdings, I believe it was the president of Archax who said that, tokenization is going to be happening on the XRP ledger through their company, and it was something like $50 trillion. Citibank, DBS Bank, I'm not going to go through all of them, but guys, a lot of these companies already do have Ripple partnerships. FIS, HSBC, JP Morgan Chase, R3 can settle an XRP, Royal Bank of Canada, a long-standing relationship with Ripple, Standard Chartered Bank, of course, Tata Group, UBS Group, and the list just goes on and on. And so, when we talk about Ripple development and Ripple integration, we're already seeing, so many banks around the world partnering up with Ripple and have been over the last 6, 7, 8 years or so. And, so the rollout, I think, despite the fact that they talk about interoperability, I think that they talk about interoperability because they don't know that 100% of the banks around the world are going to use RippleNet. So interoperability matters, but they have been fighting tooth and nail for all these partnerships, and they've been quite successful at doing so, I got to say. Even just looking at this list here, we're seeing, so many of these partners already Ripple enabled. So ISSA's working group here just came out with this list, and it's good to see that many Ripple partners are already collaborating. So wanted to thank Subjective Views for posting that. Even Jamie Dimon, guys, of JP Morgan Chase, even though he was resistant at the beginning, he now finally admits that certain fintechs have beat him and his company to the punch. Ripple will disrupt the current and old financial systems. Courtesy of BondCrypt here on Twitter, listen to this.
Do you still think that fintechs have much to disrupt or innovate in financial services?
There are hundreds, and they've spent tons of money, and they still have tons of money. And I don't like talking about as a group. Yep. Some have done a great job, and we should acknowledge that. Some have done a great job. I wouldn't call them a fintech. There's something that a company came up with, which is fintech type services.
Yes.
Some have some of the stuff that we could have done ourselves. And I think a company should be self-critical. Mm-hmm. We could have done ourselves, and we didn't. They beat us to it, or they simply did it better. And so we should acknowledge that. Mm-hmm. We could have done ourselves, and we didn't. They beat us to it, or they simply did it better.
I'm happy Jamie Dimon is being self-critical. They could have done it themselves. They should have just been on the cutting edge of technology. But, when you have the upper hand, when you have the advantage, when you're the biggest bank in the U.S., you tend to get a little cocky, I find. And, this is why now all these companies have to integrate with RippleNet. I remember back in 2018 when I was thinking to myself, well, why don't all these companies just integrate with RippleNet? It's more political than that. And I've realized that over the years, guys. It doesn't happen right away. It takes time, and, this is why we've been holding XRP for a dog's age, it feels, and it's still trading at 50, 51 cents, whatever it is. But, the game will change at some point. I remember when Brad Garlinghouse did call JPM coin redundant back in 2019. It kind of misses the point here of crypto, said Brad Garlinghouse, and I will link this article in the description of the video for you guys. As reported, though, JP Morgan Chase revealed its blockchain-powered JPM coin yesterday, saying the asset will initially be used to increase settlement efficiency in selected operations. And Brad Garlinghouse said, it's just kind of redundant. There's no need for this JPM coin. Plus, no other banks are going to want to use, the competitor's coin. So it was funny back then, but I didn't quite understand why they were doing it and what the whole pushback was. But, as I've been in this space now for almost 6 or 7 years, it's becoming more evident. So wanted to thank BondCrypt for that. Also, guys, these connections are making more sense as well. I wanted to say thanks to Versan and Vandel. This is a clip of Lynette Zhang, guys. I wanted to play you guys this clip regarding Bitcoin's inception and the BIS's money flower. Then we're going to talk about this. Listen to this.
So, no, I never felt, especially after reading the 1996 NSA white paper on how to make a mint or create a mint, where they were talking about the cryptocurrencies, I just never thought that it was a coincidence that Bitcoin, and I've been watching it since it was $7 a token, right? So that came out in January of 2009, and quantitative easing came out in March of 2009. It's also not a big shocker that it had the first run. Now it's having the second run, because when things run up, it gathers eyes, right? It becomes more normal. Having it adopted into the system is more normal. But I also pay attention to the Bank for International Settlements money flower, because that really tells you what the central bankers, there's the central bankers, what the central banks really think of digital currencies. And if you go on and you look at it, there is a small space that is out of the central bank purview. All the other cryptocurrencies are within their realm, and certainly the CBDCs on both a wholesale and a retail level. There is a larger area for commodity money, which is, gold and silver. Okay. Those are the only areas that are peer-to-peer and outside the central bank's ability to completely control. So which coins actually fit inside of that money flower?
Things that make you go, do you hear what she said there? There's only a small purview for the BIS that isn't within that realm that they can control. Of course, everything they want to control is in that money flower. And if you guys take a look, where was it? No, it wasn't here. Let me just go back here to this original tweet. Ripples in Wales. Danny Dark did repost a tweet of his from back in June of 2023. Remember, this is the International Monetary Fund's depiction of the money flower. And you guys recognize these colors? Green, purple, and orange? Does it remind you of anything, guys? Green, purple, and orange all the way back from 2018. The money flower from the IMF. And I know I did a video on this within the last year or so. But guys, also the BIS now discussing this money flower, and Lynette Zhang also just confirming cryptocurrency is going to be part of the system. There's only a small part of this money flower that is not going to be part of this financial system here. I see it as well, guys. Purple, orange, and 2 shades of green here. Maybe one's a bit more of a teal. So is it any coincidence that, they're using the same colors here. The BIS paper and the International Monetary Fund paper all coinciding with a riddle from back in 2018. These 3 colors keep coming up time and time again in Bearableguy riddles. I don't think it's a coincidence, but that's just my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.